some good moves from Tayo, because not only did he clearly outsmart and figure out what to do here, but also he helped other dudes that are in this whole exam, which means that he's gonna have earned a lot of favor from other participants. I don't expect every single person to be like, "Oh man, don't worry, I'll pay you back," but I'm willing to bet there's gonna be at least a couple people in there that'll be like, you know, you're a nice guy, you help me, I'll help you, kind of situation. You know, just forming up allies. I feel like anybody that has like any morality would be like, yeah, this dude's pretty cool. He's an ally. I should see if I should see if maybe he could be friends or something. Because I mean, like I feel like especially in these lines of work, like having allies, like you don't have to be best friends, but having people that you can kind of like generally have as like a contact or something. Because I forgot her name, the really tall chick with the eye patch. Like something like her, where she's not part of the Yozakura family, but she's just somebody like adjacent enough to members in it that they can kind of like contact her and like talk to her and stuff. So maybe it's just where Ty is gonna make some new comrades outside of the ones we've seen outside of the family and stuff. Because I forgot this dude's name, but the guy with the camera, I mean, he had a moment here too, which obviously was really good, and he's gonna be the one I assume is gonna be an ally of Tayo. Like literally the only other position I could guess that like his character would go if he's one of those guys that starts off being really nice, but it turns out he's a bad guy. And I think other than that, like I don't really see any other avenue for him, just based off of like his displays already and the likely scenarios to come. Some of these characters though were generally super neat looking and just like the weird designs. Like you had this girl with like a box that looked like bees or hornets or something. And she just, well, one, she stacked, but also there was this dude who had a weird ball with a bunch of holes on his head, like a wiffle ball, and it's like letting out gas. And there's like a description of Shinzo's blooming and like the whole destruction idea. And one of the things it does, because there's bugs out and, you know, stuff that he can be afraid of, but he, like, it's kind of like sending it, like, he gets like this state in his head where he'll just know the proper like maneuvers and ways to destroy anything in his pathway, because it makes perfect sense of why he would have a way to overcome his fears being a gold rank. Because like same just because like bugs and stuff is easy, is like Shiki and Eden Zero, he has a fear of bugs, but that's, you know, he's got a personal fear, while his position wouldn't hold like the level of weight that it'd be like you have to be able to overcome his spot. I mean, obviously I feel like that's something that he's gonna eventually overcome. But look, Shinzo being, as far as we know, I don't think there's anything above gold. I don't know if there's a diamond rank or something, but a gold rank, you know, seemingly at the top, he has to be a big deal. He has to be somebody way higher up and overcoming certain weaknesses. Like it's completely different than, say, like somebody has a complete counter to him power-wise than like a personal fear. But it's like showing that he knows exactly how to get through them and how to dispense and deal with them. And Tayo during it, like there's like a cool part when Shinzo goes and stabs him really quick, like it puts a blade right into his arm, and he's like, oh, you know, I see Kengo lent you a fake arm and blood, but it looks like it actually was his arm and did damage him, and he was willing to take that level of of pain to throw him off, but also to give him the opportunity for the camera dude to come up, use his shutter, light speed rapid shutter, pretty fancy. It's like the first half is pretty fancy. It's like light speed, you know, getting some crazy level of just pace to his attack, but also then it's like rapid shutter, and it's just like, okay, the second half seems pretty plain. I mean, it's a good move. Clearly, if it blinds him, I would assume it's almost like a one-directional flashbang, where it's just going to be so bright it just messes entirely with your senses. But somebody like Shinzo, like trained up, I would assume like you don't need your eyes. You can just close your eyes and still beat up people 2 full ranks below you, like completely guys who are going to be small fry pretty much. Because we know he had to nerf himself showing up here just to start out everything. And it was funny because there was a part, and I feel like it's just because of the Vin Diesel memes that were recent, where Shion is like saying that Tayo's weakness to his blooming is family, and I was like, well, you know, I also like immediately thought of the Vin Diesel memes, but like they explain essentially how it is that because his blooming will kind of like pretty much just set out a path that he needs to do in order to eliminate his targets, but he's not going to want to do that to Tayo. And I think this was better than, say, like him tricking him, than him finding a weakness in his ability, finding a way that can kind of like that can, they can stop this one aspect of his moves. And Taiyo was able to take that opportunity within that to slip right in, get a handprint on him, get the touch, and then wrap him up really fast. And the thing about that like had me a little bit more confused, but I think it was just more for like the sake of like the character stuff and like stuff with it, just generally moving things along, because I feel like Shinzo going this heavy for a lot of these guys would just be like, outside of like a couple people, they would get like all eliminated right off the bat. And he like wraps him up and puts like all of these paralyzing toxins. Like he's got the steel spider from Kyocho, and they just completely get him all bound up, and then all of the remaining people go and touch him within the last 15 seconds, get that first mark, and they say like out of 342 people, 68 pass, and they're going to the next stage, which is going to be ran by Futaba, and she's got like all of these, I don't know if they're supposed to be like, if they're just small bowls or if they're like full of, I would assume water, because the first thing I thought of is like those sake, those like little sake shot glasses. I don't know exactly what they're called, not the one that it's like almost flat, but the, obviously more cup or bowl shaped one. I'll be surprised if it's sake or some form of alcohol. I'm assuming it's water, and it's going to be way more of like a kind of like a delicate skill test, I would assume. Maybe it'll have something to do with like a more precision based thing. Like, yeah, you can do crazy power stuff, but you also have to have like a sense of like delicacy and just kind of like focused tact. Like think of something like if you had to disarm like a bomb and there's like so many wires or something, or something like that, where it's just like the most minute failure can completely ruin everything. So I that's at least my guess. I gotta wait, was it 8 days, because for some reason Shonen Jump is on Monday next week, which is really weird. But yeah, I thought this was a pretty good chapter. I like seeing Taiyo in this. I thought Taiyo was doing pretty good, figuring out ways to work around Shinzo instead of just figuring out ways to kind of like cheat get through him. So this was pretty neat. I also like the description about Shinzo's blooming, seeing just some of the general action feats, like when he's moving around all these guys and he's like throwing a blade that's creating like a small tornado, and just like the teamwork already like between Taiyo and this other dude. I already forgot his name. I gotta go back and look at what his name is. I'll probably have it way more engraved within the next couple chapters, just because like clearly after this chapter that the author is going to use this dude a lot more. I was thinking maybe he was just going to be one of those ones that shows up at the start and maybe kind of like is a more commentary character, but he participated, so I assume that he is going to do better as things move forward. One thing I will say about that dude, unless there's like way more specific jobs for his rank than he can do, I would hope that he has some form of fighting capabilities, because like getting up the rank means obviously more dangerous missions and stuff. He's going to be in more hostile scenarios, so he would need to be still capable. And it's nice that obviously like Taiyo's helping these guys, but I'm hoping anybody else that passes is still like actually able to hold up to the rank, because otherwise it'd be like what if you had somebody who was bronze that only got to silver because of like help through like Taiyo and another character too, deciding to work together and stuff, and so they weren't ready and then they go out and die or something. Like a scenario like that obviously is a realistic thing, and they have to hopefully pull their weight within the next exam or two. Maybe that dude will be the one to help Taiyo within this next set. I don't know. Either way, though, comment below, thumbs up the video, before the like button, subscribe button, and check out my other videos. Run that. I appreciate everyone who's already subscribed. Thank you all for listening. Bye.